You see? So she saw that at that moment to be righteous did not help them. It looked like it was not profitable to be righteous. She got weary in being a right person. That is why in the whole Bible, you never see God blaming the wife of Job. There was no blame on the wife. Surprisingly, God never blamed the wife. He just continued commending the faithfulness of Job. But it is Job who rebuked his own wife. And he told his wife and he said, why do you speak foolishly? Shall you expect only what is good from God? He said it is God who had given before, and yet it is him who has taken now. And nevertheless, let his name be praised. Here is a man who has a reason to curse God. Here is a man who feels the grief of losing children. Here is a man who feels the grief of losing everything in one day. And here is the wife coming to tell him that now the time to do good is over. We can't continue to be good anymore. Because what is it helping us as a family for us to be good? We've been good to God for a long time. We've been doing, and I've been part of supporting you for a long time. But how is it that the more good that we do, the more evil we are facing? She got discouraged. But Job told her and said to her, woman, shall you only expect what is good from God? Don't you know by the time he takes, he was still the one who had given. And he said, let the name of the Lord be praised. Family, for you to claim, let the name of the Lord be praised, when your own situation is not praiseworthy, when your own situation is very gruesome, that even your very own wife says, curse God, but you refuse to curse God. You say, let the name of the Lord be praised. It has to tell us that Job had learned how to live in good times and in bad times. He had learned how to praise in favorable situations and in unfavorable situations. He had learned to separate how he feels rather than how God is. That his feelings never define God. His circumstances never define God. God was not good because things were good to him. God was not bad because things were bad to him. He understood that God was God, and God was God in any situation. God was God, whether it's painful, whether it's happy, whatever situation that was there. He allowed not the circumstance to interpret who God is for him. He did not allow God to be defined by the things that were around him. He did not allow them to define God for him. But instead, he said it is him who takes. It is him who gives. Therefore, let his name be praised. Meaning, I praise him when things are well. I praise him when things are not well. I praise him when I feel better. I praise him when I don't feel better. I praise him all the time. This is a man, Pastor Stamo, when you hear him speaking, he say, I know my Redeemer liveth, and in the day he will answer me. He said, though he has slain me, yet I still trust in him. Though he has slain me, I know that he is the one responsible for my pain. I know that he's the one responsible for my misfortune. Yet though he slay me, yet still I trust in him. How do you trust in a God who has permitted pain in your life? How do you trust him when you know that he's the one who has slain you? It took him to believe him above how he felt. He understood the reality of God in his life had nothing to do with his feelings. The reality of God in his life had to do with the fact that he was God all the time. He was God in the winter. He was God in summer. He was God in good things. He was God in bad things. He was God all the time. There was no definition of God according to his feelings. He was just God, and he needed to be praised because he's God. So he refused